Hi, my name is Mitch, and I would like to introduce you to my screenwriting project, Untitled Paradise, a short film that will explore the ideas of place and perspective. This is a story of a boy growing up in a small resort in a remote far north Queensland town built by his parents. Audiences will be taken on a journey of perspectives as we see the resort through the eyes of a small boy and witnesses the dark changes in his family life in a place that many would call paradise. So during my initial brainstorming, I was drawn to a short film called Dumpy Goes to the Big Smoke. It's a short film that explores how a place's beauty is always in the eye of the beholder. And after a lot of brainstorming around this idea of place and their different perceptions, I was inspired to retell a story of place from personal experience. However, this is where my inspiration stopped, and so followed 2 weeks of writer's block and a stagnant process. I just wasn't able to string all my brainstorm ideas and pieces of paper together to form something that even remotely resembled a story. And that ticking clock of the teaching period was deafening. However, things changed after seeking advice from Louise. She told me to stop watching films and just to start writing small moments to try to entice my elusive creativity to come out of hiding. And after sitting down and focusing on these small moments, I started writing a screenplay. I ended up writing 2 scenes for an outrageous comedy storyline, drawing up over-the-top character tables, and finally an outline for a 3-act structure. But this was not to be my final project. However, I did find it was a very important part of this whole creative process. So as I continued writing and continued my research, I came across another short film called Uncle Johnny. I found this to be a wonderful example of how a story about adult themes narrated by a child can open up audiences to a completely new perspective. So the next morning, I started writing a short, unrelated scene using this narration tool. And to my amazement, by afternoon, I had written a complete first draft of an entirely different screenplay, which captured all my intentions and utilised all my inspirations for the project. Now, in week 10, I have a script in the final stage of drafting. So now I will read the second scene of my screenplay, which I believe portrays the core idea and themes behind the entire project. Scene 3, the build. Exterior, caravan, daytime. The boy is sitting outside on the ground playing with the truck. He looks up and smiles. We see the caravan is now joined by 2 shipping containers with a makeshift roof made of palm fronds. We see Kate sitting on the camp table reading a magazine, Mum and Dad looking at the plans, having a small argument about them. Boy voiceover. This is our donga. We see a bulldozer sitting in a muddy lot, vacant, but the engine is still running. Boy voiceover. This is the bulldozer. 8 builders appear in a row, one after another, with an ascending, cartoonish pop sound with each one. Boy voiceover. And these are the builders. There are 8 of them. Some builders are shoving each other playfully. One is drinking a 4X and one is smoking. One is listening to his boombox, and Bob is at the end waving. Bob, the oldest of the group, has a long mullet and smiles, waving with his hand missing 2 fingers. Boy voiceover. Just like Bob's fingers. Bob smiles, showing his missing teeth. Boy voiceover. And his teeth. So moving forward, based on the feedback of my second draft, I will need to focus on tidying up the final story and polishing the formatting in Celtex's program by next week. The screenwriting format is an area that will need the most focus, as there was some confusion after reading far too many screenplays with different writing styles. However, I now feel I have a much stronger grasp of the technical style by studying and applying the Screen Australia's screenwriting rules and guidelines. Following the completion of the final draft, an exegesis will be written as an explanation of the story. And as I've been using the journal entries to communicate my process and ideas, it's already well on its way of being completed. This process has been eye-opening in how the creative process is not something that will work 100% to your schedule. However, I am confident that my project will be complete and polished in time, and I really look forward to hearing your feedback. Thank you.